Oh, my stars and whiskers, it's time! Woohoo! Hello and welcome, everybody. I am delighted to welcome you to the very first Dreaming Otter ephemeral. Woohoo! If you are just joining us today, the Dreaming Otter is a space for starseeds, sensitives, empaths, and seekers to have magical experiences together. And we are definitely bound to have a magical experience with the beautiful and beloved Bracha Goldsmith. Bracha, thank you so, so much for being here today. We appreciate you. And as the Pleiadians might say, we love you, we love you, we love you. So I'll give you a little sense of time flow for today so you know what to expect. And then we'll go ahead and hop right in. So we'll very briefly say hello to our circle agreements for today for smooth sailing. We'll enjoy some meditation for 4 or 5 minutes together so that we can really slow down and sync up. And then we will turn the stage over to Magical Bracha. And she'll be sharing with us today about the energies in 2022. And also we'll do some live channeling with our star family, the Pleiadians. Woo! So this is a lovely time to take a nice deep breath. Notice how you're feeling. What is so for you in the unfolding moment. It's a real joy to be with you today, and you are welcome here. And artist and author and financial advisor and spiritual coach and general all-around magical creature. So Bracha, we are deeply, deeply delighted for you to join us today and come and play. Thank you so, so, so very much. We love you and take it away. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Anna. I really appreciate your invitation. First of all, can you see me okay? And how is the sound? We didn't, yeah, we're all good. I can't see very many of you, so if you'd like to turn on your cameras, that would be a joy for me to be able to see you. And I understand if you don't want to, that's okay too. But it's just such a pleasure because I don't usually get to see the people who are with me. So thank you, Anna, very much for creating the context for this to happen. So I'm really grateful that we're here together today. I've been asked to speak, first of all, astrologically, and then to bring in the Pleiadians. So I've been meditating a lot and thinking about what are the potentials for this year 2022. And you might be aware that there's a lot of twos going on, and there's a great significance to the month of February coming up this year. And you may also be aware, and I didn't know that until somebody kindly commented on one of my recent videos about the potentials for this year, that in fact George Washington, your first president, was in fact born on the 22nd of February of 1732. So if you like, there's a beginning and there's like a completion and another beginning about to begin, especially for the United States. And I feel really buzzy and excited about it when I actually think of it, because I think, well, is this going to be a new leadership? Is this going to be a new way in which we are going to learn to govern ourselves? I've noticed I've done quite a lot of reading. I don't know much American history. We didn't learn much of that in school in England. But reading a little of American history, the founders are called the founding fathers of the United States. And I thought that was quite interesting because we've been talking very much about a patriarchal society that we've had and has become more and more and more so. Interesting that the United States has yet to have a female president, although it's come close. And now I wonder, you know, I come into 2022 with a sense of wonder. And I encourage you maybe to wonder, like, wow, this is such a huge cycle with this first president who was extremely inspiring. King George III was reputedly to have said, when he was willing to give up his presidency after the 2 terms of the Constitution, the new Constitution, he said, right, I'm giving it to John Adams. And this had been unheard of, yeah. Before that, a king would rule forever, for as long as a king would, and those who were in power would rule for as long as they could. And no, the American Constitution changed that, and George Washington was very instrumental in that. And here we are coming up to this next year. And as an astrologer, we always tend to look a little bit ahead. We peek a little further ahead. No, it's naughty, but it's nice as well, because it gives you just a sense of the bigger possibilities so that you don't go down digging in the weeds too much. I know we've got to be in the weeds, but not all the time. And so in 2023, in March, this is the time that Pluto will end its long sojourn in Capricorn, been there since 2008, which was the global financial crisis, quite a really significant time. And then it begins to nip into Aquarius, goes slightly back into Capricorn, and then fully into Aquarius in 2024. But nonetheless, we are building up to a time now where once Pluto goes into Aquarius, Pluto is our collective. Mars is the energy of personal power. Pluto is the higher octave astrologically of Mars. And Pluto is our collective power. So we are moving into this collective power of Aquarius. And I'm wondering now, as we move into 2022, whether we, the people, which is how your constitution, I don't know how many people are here from the United States, maybe not many, but still the United States it's all eyes on what happens there is going to filter into the rest of the world. So if you don't live in the United States, give positive energies for we the people, and how do we redefine what we the people actually means. I think that needs to be redefined. I don't think we would call it necessarily the founding mothers, although maybe we will, but what will it be with Pluto moving into Aquarius? Yeah, so it's very exciting, yeah, because it's a whole era is coming to a close, a very big era. Yeah, and I think that we don't necessarily see that in our everyday lives. When I began to do seminars, I did one in 2015 talking about 2020, because this was like so obvious that this was a turning point year, which now, of course, in retrospect, it's easy to see the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that kicked it off in January of 2020, kicked off a new world. But don't lose heart. I mean, I know many of you here are not of that ilk where you're going to get lost in the maelstrom of misinformation, disinformation, and all sorts of other things. I don't think that this is I don't think you are of that kind of, should we say, leaning. But nonetheless, you here are light workers and light builders. And if you get a sense of what's coming, and you get a sense that Pluto in Capricorn is nearing its end as we go into 2022. So things are going to be flailing for survival. Yeah, it's like things that don't want to die are going to be hanging on, might be hanging on to your coattails. And Pluto is the collective power. So it's the power of the people and how we're going to use it. How are you using your individual power? How are you using it with yourself? And how are you using your power with other people? So I have to keep coming back to the United States, because what happens in the United States is, I can't, it's almost like it's the focal point. It doesn't mean to say that other great ideas and other wonderful things aren't coming from the rest of the world. But right now, the economy of the world is still based upon the United States dollar being the reserve currency of the world. So let's make no mistake, no matter what China and Russia and all these other places are doing, America is still that final reserve currency. The economy is going to get shaken up and down during this coming year as we've got the nodes moving into Taurus and Scorpio. Uranus is in Taurus. Taurus is the money system, and it's going to be the shakeup of finances. So just be ready for that emotionally, mentally. Think to yourself, what are my needs? What do I really, really need? Okay, you need your basics. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, let's think of that table. Food, shelter, warmth, cooling, clothes, hopefully some lovely company. And something creative to do or be. But think about what does that mean for you? What are your absolute needs? And keep it as simple as you can. Don't make it complicated. If you have to move quickly, which some of us may, and it may only be a temporary move, but you may have to move. These eclipses may bring physical moves. I had to move in Greece with fires. Yeah, it was short term. What do you need? And what can you is just superfluous to it. It's holding you back. It's stopping you flying. So these are just things for you to begin to think about. Because the disruptions are going to be deep. They're going to be wonderful at the same time, because during difficult times is when people get most creative together. So I'm seeing this as a time of tremendous opportunity amidst what will be some growing pains, some batting some old people and systems on the head and saying, listen, that doesn't work anymore, guys. It doesn't work. Stop. And we may just need some space between the old and what emerges in the new. So don't worry, you might be planting seeds. Taurus is all about planting seeds. It's all about planting things for the future. So just know that whatever seeds you're planting right now, it's okay. Yeah. Fertilize them, bless them, and just know they just come up in their own good time. Don't be impatient. We're going to have to learn mega patience with the nodes in Taurus and Scorpio. These are fixed signs. These are not signs that like to move quickly, but they might have to move quickly with the Uranian energy. So this is just a heads up. We've got one of the nicest aspects coming up next year. I've been asked to speak for 15 minutes. I don't know how to do 15 minutes. I'm sorry. I don't know how long I've done, and I don't usually count. So just keep me in track, whether you keep me in check. But just to finish up on this high note, which is on April the 12th, which is the conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune coming together in Pisces. So this will, Jupiter, whatever it does, it augments. It makes it bigger, and Jupiter's co-ruler is Pisces. So it's in its rulership, it's very happy there. Neptune's in its rulership, it's very happy there. And the energy of Pisces is a very high spiritual awakening, a very high level for us to be able to be compassionate, to be kind, to be able to find the right words, the right meanings, the right things that we want. And with all these tools, it's going to be a year of relationships. Make no mistake. It's your relationship with you and all your relationships with the trees, with your cat, with your dog. Thank you, Michelle, for your dog. I saw your lovely doggy earlier. What a lovely doggy. But relationships, and you know, how can we be diplomatic this year? All these tools, yeah? How can we create harmony? And this Neptune energy with the Jupiter is going to give us such a boost spiritually. Yeah, so whilst on the physical level things could be pretty turbulent, I'm not saying they won't be, because I think they will be. You won't be able to stay in a comfort zone for very long. If you do, you're going to be kicked out of it. So if you can know what your comforts are, so much the better. I don't know all of mine, I have to confess. I really don't. And it's just sometimes a bump here and a bump there. That's okay. But don't get too routine on yourself, right? Give yourself latitude. And give, more important even possibly, is give other people a lot of latitude. More than you usually would. Go an extra mile for somebody. Even if they're saying something that rubs you up the wrong way, terribly. Just decide that that's okay. Make that okay. And then you are empowered. I could talk for another 12 hours, so forgive me. I hope that this has given you food for thought. And I just thank you for being such a beautiful, attentive, co-creational soul family here today. Really, really grateful. I really feel your energy. You have helped bring a lot of this out from me. So just know it's a two-way street. Remember, two-way. Think of two in everything that you do, think of two. Even if you're sitting down to dinner on your own, think of two. Think of your spiritual guide there with you. Think of somebody maybe from your past there with you. Just bring them in. Nothing dies. The molecules will come and be with you and soothe you. So now the Pleiadians, gosh, the Pleiadians have to follow that. Okay. God. Have you noticed there's two bears on one side and two on the other side? And I have to say that was done by accident. I've only noticed it in retrospect. It was not done by design. Oh, we love you all so very much. Goodness gracious, what a pleasure it is to be with you here today. We are delighted it is. We are smiling all over our faces. If you could just see us here, we can't stop smiling. We love you all so very much. Goodness gracious, you are so loved, loved, loved. Goodness, yes. We want you to feel the blanket of love that is really always surrounding you. You don't need to live in any kind of fear anymore, dear ones. The fear is over. Yes, you have a fear mechanism. Of course you do. Yes, it would make jokes very dull if you didn't have a fear mechanism, you know. It's really rather fun when you jump up behind somebody and, you know, peekaboo. You know, keep enjoying a little peekaboo, yeah? That's lovely. But you don't have to live in that perpetual frequency of fear. It's really dropping away, dear ones. It really is. It'll drop away from your dreams. It'll drop away from your being. It's already purifying out of you. It really is. There are many beings purifying right now. Don't think that you can single-handedly clean those oceans, because you won't. Earth will do it for herself, don't you worry. Yes, she has many, many things inside of her that really heal all sorts of wounds and things that you have inflicted upon her. We are not really sort of, saying you weren't part of it. You certainly were, but, as individual beings, don't take that too much to heart, yeah? Just know that Mother Earth is really healing very well. Yes, she really is. And she's helping to heal you. And there are many other beings here doing a tremendous job. And we want you to really thank them. There are many, many invisible beings. They come into visibility, but then they go out of visibility. Yeah? They come in and out. And these are the voices that you hear, the things that you feel and sense. Yeah? These are just helpers. And you will realize more and more helpers during this coming year. You'll feel as though you are really on a little bit of a magic carpet. Yeah? And you can say, magic carpet, take me away from here, and off you'll be whisked. Yes? Just do that. If you're in a tight thing, what have you, just ask for your magic carpet. And it'll come along and off you'll go. You see? Very easy, you just have to have a few little tools like this that we keep giving you that just take you out of these fixes. You don't have to stay in a fix for a long time anymore. It used to be that humans would stay in a fix almost an entire lifetime, reliving over a trauma, over another trauma, over another trauma. Oh, goodness gracious, all your bloody traumas. And we are not saying that some good work hasn't been done, but you've got to cut the Gordian knot. You've got to cut it, yeah? You cannot keep repeating around and around and around all the genetic and the this and the that and the woo, 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 woo. It's an end to it, dear ones. It's ending, ending, ending. Can't take it with you, and you won't take it with you. So don't stay attached to it. Don't stay attached to your little trauma of whatever or whoever did to you or to your ancestors. And we are not saying it was wonderful. We are not painting what was bad, so to speak, into something good. But we are telling you that you don't need it anymore. It is not going to be of any use to you. Moving on. Yeah, goodness gracious, relax a little, dear ones. That's it, relax, relax. We love you. Yeah, that's it, that's it. We can get you where we are feeling you thinking things here. Don't get too thinky. That's it. Just smile. That's it. Lovely, lovely. Practice using your laughing tackle. That's it, lovely. There we are. There we are. Goodness gracious. So this is going to be a year of togetherness. Yes, it is the togetherness. You'll be looking at together, who you're going to gather with. What are you gathering? And with whom are you gathering? Be discerning, dear ones. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. And you might get to the middle of something and say, I don't want to do it anymore. Then don't. Do not push yourself to do something that does no longer feel right to you. You are going to be changing and growing and evolving. And what felt right to the caterpillar certainly doesn't feel right to the butterfly. We take Bracha moving all the time. She signs up for a course, and then week 3, she's had enough of it. Goodness gracious. And she said, I wasted my money. And we say, no, you didn't. You got what you needed. Now move on. Don't get into that, you see. Just say thank you for whatever it is that you did receive, and then keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. If it's something no longer resonates with you, just move on, move on, move on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's it. You're allowed to stop a little. We are not saying you shouldn't stop and have a little look around, yeah? But you're going to be flying this coming year. We want you to remain in flight. Don't go and sit in a hangar somewhere. Yeah? Be a bird out in the open. You've seen the birds. They look around. They're looking around, yes. Even when they're stopped, they're having a little look around. They're listening. Yeah? Yeah? Look, listen, notice. Yeah? Even when you're stopped. Goodness gracious, you are so beautiful, dear ones. We love you all so, so very much. Goodness gracious, we do. Yeah. Many of you are going to get into some new relationships this year. New relationships coming for all of you. All of you. Some of you will create a brand new relationship with yourself. You will find that you are so in love with yourself, you won't believe it. You'll say, goodness gracious, how did I go so long in this life without seeing how wonderful I am? You will. You'll look in that mirror and you'll say, oh, goodness, I love you. I love you. I love you. You really will. And you'll mean it. It won't be all that, I must go into the mirror and say, I love you when I don't. Yes, it won't be like that. You'll just say, I love you, and you'll mean it with all your heart. And then you'll find that you'll be just a honeypot of love, and people will just be, gluing themselves to you because they'll say, oh, we love you, you see. Goodness gracious, isn't that lovely? Beautiful, beautiful ones. Sweetness to you. We want you to bring sweetness into your life. Whatever makes you use the word sweet. Sweet and sugar, you see, these are going to be very key words coming up during this year. Sweetness, sugariness, bitterness, tartness. We want you to bring in the sweetness. When you see a little kitten, oh, so sweet, yeah? Whatever it makes you go, oh, sweet. Yes, keep these images alive. If you want to channel, use that frequency of sweet, yeah? Sweet, vulnerable, adorable. These are the energies that are coming in very strongly this year. You see. Goodness gracious. Yes. It's going to be a very fascinating year. You're going to be opening your eyes wider than you've ever opened them before. You'll think to yourself, goodness gracious, am I really seeing this? I thought I was seeing the world as it is, but really I wasn't. And things are going to be changing very rapidly. And we know that some of you really don't like that. You go, oh, no. Couldn't things go a little slower sometimes, some of the time, so I can integrate? No, they won't. You'll integrate as you go along, dear ones. You really will. Yes, that's it. Goodness gracious, we love you all so, so very much. And we are working on intuiting a question from one of you because we don't want Bracha to open her eyes at this point. Yes, you will be able to make up with loved ones. Rifts and separations will be healed. Yes, they will. Not in the way that you think they're going to be healed, but yes, they will be healed. Yes, they will. The animals have many answers for you. Look to them, speak to them. And yes, you can heal from what looks to be impossible. Yes, you can, and you will. Make sure that whoever is working on you physically, doing any kind of physical work, if anybody works on you physically, make sure that they have the highest possible frequency, dear one. Most really important is to become very independent. Each one needs to find one's own independence here. Very important during this coming year. Independence, yes, you look at the United States, Independence Day, yes, independence. And the United States became an independent nation. And you have to give it that, really. You look at that great big continent, yeah, big continent, and it's so far, we realize there are a few schisms but nonetheless, united states. So you're going to be looking at the word unity this year, and you're going to be asking yourselves, what really does that mean? What does it mean to be united? What does it mean to come together? Well, we love you all so very much, dear ones, and there we are. This is really our message to you all today. We thank you for being here, and we love you all very, 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 very much. And remember to smile. That's it. Just a little smile will make all your difference to your day. We love you, love you, love you.
Magnificent, Bracha. Thank you. Pleiadians, family, thank you. Bracha, you are like a delight wearing a human shape. My face is hurting from smiling so much, and I am really listening. I'm receiving deeply what you have offered today. So I thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I love you, love you, love you. If you have come to join us today, thank you for being with us. I trust that this is right place and right time, and that we have received the frequency and the harmonic that we needed in our unfolding moment, whether we're here today on the call live or watching at a later point in recording Landia. And I honor you for being here planetside, for being courageous enough and curious enough to join us here. What a delight. On some of the ephemerals, we'll do a little bit of breakout room. I think for today, let's just go ahead and rest and integrate. If you have a journal with you, you might want to take a moment and write and reflect. Do some of your own channeling and see what is there for you, what is alive in your heart. If you wish to join us again on January 9th in 2022, all of the twos, we will be joined by beautiful elder and druid Philip Carcom. He's a delight. So I hope to see you then, and I hope that all of your moments in between that one and this and beyond are filled with the highest frequency of joy, delight, and wonder. I will leave you with this blessing today and an infinite ocean of gratitude to beautiful beloved Bracha. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the blessing for you today is this. Beautiful beloved ones, may blessings lay at your feet like roses, and may miracles shower down on you like rain. I love you very much. See you next time.